So start in a child's pose, but have your knees together and your feet together. And I'll demonstrate as much as I can, but I like to watch you too, to make sure no one else is watching you but me. So I just like to make sure you're aligned and you look like you're safe. Okay, so knees together, feet together if you can. But when you start in this type of a tighter child's pose, what I suggest is have your arms back with your palms open. A little bit more restorative. And if your forehead doesn't touch the ground, you can always slide a towel, a block, something under your forehead to kind of elevate yourself. So if you need a little glimpse, it looks like this. Take a really full deep breath in. And then take a really full deep breath out. And allow your lower back to spread. Yeah. And as you know, we use Ujjayi breath. So inhalation is through the nose and exhalation is through the nose, through the back of your throat. So you're not choking on your breath. It's smooth, it's simple, and it's effective. Slide your arms forward if you can. Anchor your palms into the mat. Spread the palms actively. Yeah. And then the second you spread your palms actively, there's going to be a lift of your forearms. So your forearms kind of lift up. Yeah. So your arms are set up, Michelle, like you're already in a down dog. Correct. And then from here, with your hands really anchored, curl your toes into the mat and start to lift your hips slowly into a down dog and separate your feet into hips width distance as you arrive into this. Maybe start with bent knees. It is a little chilly out, so your body may not be feel so warm. Breathe your hips way, way up off your shoulders. Yeah, and let your shoulders move away from your ears. Perfect. Your knees can stay as bent as you need throughout the entire practice. You all know that. So I say a lot of the same things over and over again, just because, even as adults, we don't hear everything. We hear just what we want to hear. We tune in and we tune out. So just reminders as we move. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving. Yeah. So it's called your drishti. Allow yourself to just check out, to check in. So you're just checking into yourself, but you're checking out of all the chatter that's going on in your brain. Roll forward to your first plank. So from dog to plank, it's a good way to just check in. So from dog to plank, you want to align yourself so your shoulders over elbows, elbows over wrists, and your index fingers are forward, a tiny bit turned out. You got it, Rima. Nice. Crown of the head moves forward, and I'll encourage you this morning to really bring your weight forward and ride out your exhale breaths. You're on your tippy toes. You can always drop down to your knees if it's too intense or if you need to back out. So we want to avoid rounding our spine. How do we do that? Look forward to the front edge of your mat. That's very, very helpful. It's a good spot, keeps the neck aligned nicely. Movement of your shoulders is away. Contraction of your thighs. Feel the ground beneath you. It's got you. Hold. Inhale your breath. Exhale your breath. See if you can maintain. Inhale your breath. Stay with it. Exhale, see if you can soften your jaw, your face a little as you hold. One more giant breath in. Arms and legs stay straight, hips up and back, down dog. Perfect. So now you found your sweet spot, which is a good thing. Roll forward to a plank, stack your body nicely and neatly. You want to lead with your chest a little bit when you're in plank position. Good. And then everyone drop their knees today down. And when you drop your knees, they're a little bit behind you, right? So they're a little behind you. And today, I want you to kick your feet up and cross your ankles. So it looks like this, right? So your knees are a little bit on an angle behind you. Your arms are straight up and down. Your eyes are fixed. Your belly draws in and your feet are kicked up. Bend your elbows halfway at most. And if you're not into a deep push-up, it could just be a micro bend today. But halfway is the maximum distance. Feel the weight in your thumb, your index finger, your baby finger. Draw your belly in, contract your waist, straighten your arms, and pause. Good. So try that again. Halfway at most. Don't feel like the impulse to go so deep. Re-straighten your arms, supported plank. A few more times. Halfway down, supported push-up. Straighten your arms, supported plank. Two more. Halfway supported push-up. Less is more, remind yourself. Straighten your arms, supported plank. One more, building a little heat. Halfway supported push-up. Re-straighten your arms, supported plank. Let go of your toes. Curl the toes under. Activate your legs, plank. Contract the waist. Halfway to a regular push-up. Drag yourself through your first up dog or baby cobra, you pick. Legs are strong, arms are strong. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Look to the top of the mat. Take 2 big steps to get there this morning. 1, 2. Long spine on the inhale. If the hands don't quite make it, hands can rest on your shins. Weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. You pick. Do you want to separate with your feet a little apart or together? You choose. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. Look up with your eyes. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Step, step to plank. Halfway to a push-up. Slide yourself through an up dog or cobra. You pick. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Feel your hands plug down. Let your head just be heavy. Look to the top of the mat. Step, step. Your feet there. Yeah, it may be like 10 steps. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Keep going just like this. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. Look up. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Your weight carries you forward. Do it slow enough that you can feel. Long spine, set yourself up. Step, step to plank. Halfway to a push-up. Support if you need. Upward facing slides you through. Press through the palms and the tops of the feet. Hips up and back, downward facing. Look to the top, step, step. If you're ready to float, go for it. I got a TV stand here, so I'm not. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Again, arms slide up, get into the trance. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Head goes. Long spine sets you up. Step, step to plank. If you are hopping, you hop to a push-up. Chaturanga. Up dog slides you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Look to the top, step or float your feet there. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Again, arms slide up, look up a little. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Step or float through your version of a vinyasa. Upward facing dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look to your hands, hop your feet all the way through and come onto your backs. Yeah. Bend your legs like this. Reach your arms forward, lift through your upper shoulder blades, anchor your feet. Good. Keep the lift of the upper shoulders. Lift the legs on an angle and hold. Good. Scoop out your belly, guys. Feel your lower back spread. Rebend the legs, lift a little higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. Here we go. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle. Rebend the feet, get the feet anchored. Lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle. Rebend your legs. Lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. 2 more. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle. Keep breathing. Rebend your legs. Lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. Pull yourself up. Keep it moving. Lift your legs on an angle. Rebend your legs. Lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. Squeeze your knees, rock and roll. Pull yourself up into boat Navasana. You can support your boat by clasping the sides of your thighs, but the lift of the upper shoulder blades. Hands can also be down. Flex the feet a little, lift the collarbone, spread the chest. Maybe reach your arms forward. If you're looking for more, the arms can reach up. Hold. Good. Scoop the belly up a little bit more. Lift up, hold with your core muscles. Cross the ankles, step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog should feel good, kind of stretching out the abdominal wall if you're taking it. Hips up and back, downward facing. Roll forward to plank. Hug your right knee towards your navel, hold. Scoop out your belly, arms are straight up and down. Look forward with your eyes, land your right foot forward, pause. Yeah, the block is helpful. If you don't have one, find something around that's going to suit like the shape of this block. Left hand comes down, right arm's going to peel into an easy twist. Yes, just be really mindful. Michelle, walk your bottom hand a little closer to the instep of your front foot. Yeah, so there you go. And I like to tent my fingertips. Nice. Then keep your right hip. So the tendency is the right hip wants to like go wild on us. Grip it in. And you can also have your top arm, rather than being up towards the sky, can be on the flat part of your back. Yes. Your breath is with you. You're not looking back. You're looking sideways or looking up. Very nice work. Stay with it a couple more breaths. Good, you're gonna look to the floor, right hand comes down, pause, just pause. Feel like you're leading a little bit more with your chest. Squeeze the muscles of your back left quadricep a lot and hug your right hip in strong. Now feel the weight in your standing right heel and the padded part of your right foot. Reach your arms back and hover. You can always back out of this by dropping the back knee if this is too much. Good, you wanna feel like your chest is a little higher than everything else. Good. Now keep the lower half of the body exactly where it is. Start to lift your hips and your arms and your torso, crescent lunge. Look forward with your eyes or maybe look a little up. Get a little heavy on your front thigh. You want to bend deep into the meaty part of your thigh. Breathe. Take another full deep breath in. Hands come down to frame the front foot. Great time to use blocks if you need them. If you only have one, you make do. You're going to let your left leg come up into only hip height into a version of standing split. If you don't have blocks, tense your fingertips like you're crawling the mat. Get your fingertips in line with your right toes. Fold over your right leg, soften your shoulders, and breathe your left leg up, only hip height. Long spine on the inhale, turn your back foot on a little angle. Giant step back into a warrior one. Set up the feet first before you just bounce up. Grip your right hip in strong and then rise, warrior one. So if the stance doesn't feel big enough, you can kind of inch your right foot forward. Left ribs turn, arms reach up. Back foot is on a strong angle. And you can always hinge a little forward, guys, if your lower back is sensitive. Anchor through your feet, through your legs. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Move through a vinyasa or simply just go back to dog. Upward facing dog could feel good for some of us. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank with excitement. Hug your left knee in, pause. Arms are straight up and down. Scoop out your belly. Look forward with your eyes, land your left foot forward. Pause again. Right hand tense, you can use a block, left arm peels. So if this left arm feels kind of junky, your hand can always be on the flat part of your back. This gives you information. Grip your left hip in strong and work on really activating your back leg. The twist is happening where the ribs are and your breath is moving through your body. Eyes meet the floor, left hand comes down, pause. Feel like you're leading with your chest. Grip your left hip in strong. Anchor with your back leg, squeeze the muscles tight, and then reach your arms back and hover. Palms face down. Yeah. Spine is long. You're lifting a little with your collarbone and your chest. Get heavy in your front thigh. Anchor through your legs and then rise, crescent lunge. Your arms can come out and up, straight up. You can drop your back knee. Hip points move forward. Arms stretch up and your eyes go towards, I'm looking at the molding. It's kind of a good spot. Your breath is with you. Or you're just holding it and waiting for it to be over. Not a good idea. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Kind of claw the mat or use blocks. Line up your fingertips with your left toes. Let your right leg lift up and fold. Soften your shoulders and drape yourself down. You can bend your left leg as much as you need. Don't open your hip. Let the head go. Nice long spine on the inhale. Giant step back, your foot on an angle, set up for warrior one. Come on up once you think your feet are secure. I had a little bit more space, so I scooch my front foot forward, get a little heavy on the front thigh, and steer the right ribs forward as you reach up. Breathe. Use the outer blade of your back foot, press down. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Move through a vinyasa or go to a dog. You pick. Up dog should feel good if you're taking it. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, full breath out. Look to the top of the mat, step or float your feet there. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. So you decide, you want your feet a little separated, may feel better. Sit into your first chair. Yes, stick your butt way back. Weight should be in your heels. Arms are moving up, lower half the body is going down. And there's a little natural C curve in your spine. Press to stand, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. At the top of the mat, you're in mountain pose. Here we go. Arms slide straight up towards the sky, sit deeply into a chair. Dive over, bent knees forward, fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare yourself. Step or float through your version of the vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. So everyone's moving a little different, but that's fine. Hands come down through a vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog if you're taking. The left foot lands on your own beat, warrior one, come on up. Hands come down to the floor through a vinyasa. Upward facing dog drags yourself through your body, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Just starting to feel your body, but more importantly, your mind landing here in the practice. Some days it's easier, some days it's harder. Look to the top of the mat, step or float your feet there. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold into yourself. Sit deeply into a chair, weight moves into your heels. Press up to stand up, drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Here we go from the top. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. Sit deeply, chair. Dive over, bent knees forward, fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare you. Step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog, drag yourself through. Hips up and back, downward facing. Right foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Hands come down through a vinyasa. So if I'm moving too fast for you, that's fine. We'll meet up in a dog. Upward facing, drag you through. Hips up and back, down dog. Left foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Hands come down through a vinyasa or not. We meet in a down dog and you regroup. Always the opportunity to regroup. Let your head just be free in your down dog and just be still for a moment. Look to the top of the mat when you're ready. Step or float your feet through. Long spine on the inhale, always. Exhale, fold. Sit deeply into chair, weight moves into your heels. You want to really anchor and drop your hips as low as you can. And then shoot up to stand up, drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. From the top, arms slide straight up towards the sky, and then you sit into your deep chair. Dive over, bent knees forward, fold, let your head go. Long spine on the inhale, step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing is smooth. You're never jamming into your lower back. Hips up and back, downward facing. The right foot lands, the back foot turns. It's a seamless movement at this point. Warrior one. Hands come down on your own count through your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Hips up and back, downward facing. Left foot lands, back foot turns, anchor, and then rise. Back down you go through vinyasa. Upward facing dog, smooth. Hips up and back, we meet together. Deep breath in, full breath out. One more, guys. Look to the top of the mat. Step or float your feet there. Long spine, inhale. Exhale, fold. Sit deeply into chair. Aren't you having fun? We are over here. Shoot up to stand up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Here we go with excitement. Arms slide up. Sit into chair. Dive over bent legs, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine on the inhale. Step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Hips up and back, downward facing. Keep it going, guys. Right foot forward. Back foot turns, warrior one. Back down we go. Vinyasa. Upward facing dog point. Hips up and back, downward facing. Left foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Hands come back down. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, pull yourself through. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, full breath out. Few breaths, just be still. Good work. So what I want you to do is start to walk your hands back to your feet. Do it slowly. Yes, you're crawling to the back of the mat. Do it slow. Good. When you get there, come to the fingertips, long spine, fold into yourself, bring your hands to your hips, come halfway up, come the rest of the way up. So you stand as you are. I'll just turn towards you so you can follow along, okay? You're going to lean onto your left leg like this. And you're going to bring your right leg up into a tree pose. Yeah. Hands can come to prayer. Now, if tree doesn't work out like this, you can always create tree like this. This is a tree. Or like this. What we don't want is the foot pressing into the instep of the knee though. So find something that works. The trick with this pose is to quiet your mind. Ha, good luck. So grip your hips in strong. Feel your outer side waist hold you up. And then grow the branches of your trees. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving. So the next couple moments, just try and keep your body and mind as still as you can and just do what you can. Left hand's going to come to your hip. Do that much. You're going to reach down and grab your big toe. If you can't get hold of your big toe this morning, grab the front of your knee, just like this. But I need your leg forward. So you want your leg completely forward right now? Yes. So the hips are forward, not open. Good. If you've got your big toe, slide your leg all the way forward and through. The front right leg may never go completely straight. Left leg is straight. Left arm can slide up. So if the leg isn't moving straight forward, the hand's just on the front of the knee, totally cool. You can go halfway with the front leg too. So the extension coming from the standing left leg through the fingertips, draw the right shoulder back into the socket. Good. Now switch the grip. Hand to the outside of the foot, outside of knee. The right arm goes back. You're going to try and look into your right hand. Front leg can be bent. Try to stay out of your lower back, stand up a little taller and twist open. Pull around to center, arms up, leg up. Everybody try and straighten the leg. Good. Lift it a little higher. You're going to use your hands and bend your leg back into tree. See if you can do it a little bit more seamlessly and arrive back. Branches grow up. Grip the hips in strong. Feel your waist extend you. Maybe look up with your eyes. Hands come to prayer, step down. Just stand for a second. Just feel your energy. Yeah. Move the weight now into your right leg and bend your left leg up into a tree. Just do basic tree to start, however that looks for you. Hands can come to prayer once you have your balance, but you want your hip points moving forward. Maybe the branches can go out, maybe they can go up, maybe they go straight up. Anything works. Rip the hips under you. Stand up a little taller. These look good. So keep everything very lifted and elevated. Just bring your right hand to your hip to start. Swing the left leg forward and grab the toe or the front of the knee. So you're just squaring off your hips now. Good. If you're ready to move on, the leg can move forward at any amount, but the leg can also just stay bent. Right arm extends up. Stand up as tall as you can. Anchor through your standing right leg. Squeeze your right hip in strong. Draw the left shoulder blade back into the socket. Make sure nothing's pitching forward. You're standing upright. Switch the grip. Outside a foot, outside a knee, the left arm extends back. You look back into your left hand. Even if the leg is just bent in half, this works. Spread the collarbone and the chest open. Stay with it. Pull around to center. Leg up. Everybody's trying to straighten the leg. You can do it. Arms up. Lift it through using your core muscles. Lift a little higher. Good. Keep the right arm up. See if you can bend your left leg in half. Pull it back into a tree. It may happen. It may not. Arms then slide back up. You elevate yourself and you grow your branches. Maybe look up with your eyes. Squeeze the hips under you. Hand slide to prayer, step down. You're all at the back of your mat. Take your hands to your hips, bend your knees, and fold. Let your head go. Walk your hands out slowly into a dog. Make sure your feet just don't bounce up. Once you arrive into your dog, lean on your right hand, stagger your feet, side plank Vashisthasana. You can drop your bottom knee. I'm doing with my top foot staggered here. You can also have the top foot on top of the bottom foot. Hips align, top arm slides up, and you look up with your eyes. You're going to look down, go right to a dog, and kind of slide onto the other side. So you're just kind of making a seamless movement here. Stagger your feet, stack yourself. Great. Yes, look up, Michelle. This looks awesome. You could drop your bottom knee. I mean, at this point, you guys have been practicing with me, you know, different modifications. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. Lift a little higher. Lean your head back, Michelle. You're going to be in good shape. There you go. Good. Meet me back in a down dog. Nice work. Now roll forward to plank. Lead with your chest. Now bend your elbows in half, Chaturanga. Then drag yourself through an up dog and really press to the tops of the feet and the palms. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Land your right foot forward, crescent lunge. Yeah, come up to a crescent lunge. Yeah, we're gonna move a little different here. Hands come down to frame your front foot, claw the mat, lift the left leg up and fold, standing split, let your head go. Come to the fingertips and prepare. Turn your left toes out on an angle a little bit. Step into a warrior two. Open up. You got open hips. Your right foot is forward, your back toes are turned on an angle, your tailbone is dropping, and your arms are energizing in opposite directions. Good. Wrap your right knee open. Actually, let's do this, guys. Wrap your left arm underneath your right arm and eagle the arms. Why not? Rather than yanking down on the shoulders, lift the elbows up. This is going to give you a nice little stretch through your upper thoracic. Roll the right knee open. Get a little heavier in your legs. Close your eyes and breathe here for 5 breaths. Keep the shape of the legs. Unravel your arms, warrior 2. Flip the palm, reverse the warrior. Keep a strong stance with the lower half of the body. Just let the left arm slide down the back of the left thigh. From this extent, this kind of stretching position, reversed warrior, you're going to come through B variation. Use a block, place it on the instep of your foot. You got it. Take your left arm and wrap it around for a half bind. Definitely go instep a foot. Have your hand on any angle of this block that works for you, and lean back into your inner right thigh. If having your hand wrapped behind you doesn't feel good for the shoulder, your hand can just simply be on your hip. Crown of the head aligns with your front foot. Grip your right hip in strong. Yes. Turn your bottom ribs open and look up. Couple more. You're doing great. Good. If you have a half bind, unravel your left arm to the sky. Good. Look to the floor. Just move your block out of the way. Take both hands to the instep of your foot and peel your left heel around. It's like you're set up for lizard, but we're not going for that. Right knee is then going to scooch the outside of your right tricep, and it's hovering. Yep, you're in a plank with your right knee towards right tricep. Hold. Do the best that you can. Look forward with your eyes. Slide the right foot back into plank. Halfway to a chaturanga. Drag yourself through an up dog or cobra. Hips up and back, down dog. Land your left foot forward, crescent lunge. Have your blocks nearby. So hip points move forward first. You come up first to a crescent lunge. Good. Hands come down to kind of grip the mat. Right leg pops up and you fold. Head hangs soft. Turn the back toes on an angle. Come to the fingertips and extend. Giant step back into a warrior 2 and cartwheel open. I'll pivot to face you. Yes, warrior 2. Arrange your feet. These look good. Take a moment to kind of just find yourself in the pose. Grip that bottom hip underneath you. Yeah. And then you can go ahead and add those eagle arms. It's the right arm underneath the left. If you think you got it backwards, do the opposite arm. Lengthen the tailbone, turn out your inner thigh, and drop down into the pose. Close your eyes and hold. 5 breaths. Side ribs are nice and long, so nothing's turning towards the front edge of the mat. You're straight up and down with your body. Unravel your arms, warrior 2. Get a little heavier in your legs. You can do it. Flip the palm, reverse the warrior. Right hand just kind of slides down the back of the thigh, but you're real heavy in that front thigh. You're going to go right into that B variation. The left hand to the instep of the foot, the right arm up. So you're staying very open and very heavy in your hips. Block at any height on the instep of the foot. Right hand, hip, or wrap it around for a half bind. You decide. Lean back a little, open up your chest and your collarbone. Stay with it. So the left hip likes to do funky things. So tuck it underneath you, turn the bottom ribs and stay with it. Two more. Unravel your right arm. Breathe. Look down. Circle both hands to the instep of the foot. The right heel peels off. You're almost like you're in this little runner's lunge with your hands on the inside of your foot. Place both hands around that left foot. Left knee, left tricep in a plank. It's almost like you're going to go into an ekapada. You got it. So you're working your core, you're working your hip. Look forward with your eyes. Perfect, Michelle. Yeah, it's not supposed to be fun. It's not fun. You're saying all sorts of things right now about me that I can't hear you. Slide your left foot back plank. Nice work. Chaturanga. Upward facing slides you through. Stay with it. Hips up and back, downward facing. Stay with the flow, guys. We're doing great. Land your right foot forward, crescent lunge. We're going to build from this. Crescent lunge. Good. Hands come down, claw the mat, standing split. We're not holding it for long. Good. Turn the back foot open a little. Come to the fingertips. You're going to step into a triangle. Grab the front of your shin and open. Triangle pose. There's a little leaning back. You could utilize your block anywhere along the outside of your right calf if you need it, or just pull up on the front of the shin. You can tighten up your stance if it's too wide. Stack the two arms, look up with your eyes. Few breaths. Grip your hips underneath you. Yes. And breathe. I love this posture. Hug your outer hips underneath you. So keep all this, look down, your hand can slide to your hip, pop up into traditional half moon. Use your block, come up nice and slow. Your hand can slide, stay right on your hip here, grip your right hip in strong, and then maybe slide your left arm up. So it's essentially the same posture, you're just balancing on one leg. Elevate yourself using that block, guys. If you fall, try again. Two more. Look down, square your hips, pause, land your feet together, sit into chair. See how you're doing. You got it. Rima's on it today. Yeah, chair pose. Nice work. Weights in your heels. I know you don't want to hear this, but slide your hands to prayer. Inhale your breath. You're going to twist to the right. Hook the elbow. If you've got something going on in your lower back, I recommend staying a little more upright. Yes, and pay attention to your left knee. It likes to slide past your right in this pose. So it's much better to be a little out of the pose than be in the pose and feel like you're compromising your alignment. Keep the breath flowing. Crown of the head is moving forward. Weight stays in your heels. These look solid. Stay solid in your legs. Keep your breath flowing. Chair. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let it go. Thank gosh. Long spine prepares you. Exhale your breath, step or float through your version of a vinyasa. That could just be a crawl back at this point. Upward facing dog. Foot lands, crescent lunge on the left side. Yes. Hands come down, frame the front foot, let your right leg pop up, standing split. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Turn your back foot at an angle. Take a giant step back into triangle. Pull up in the front of the shin. Yes, use your block if you need it. Stack the two shoulders, lean back a little. There's always a little bend behind your left knee. Side ribs are nice and long. You're hugging your outer hips in. So these look really good. Keep all that. Look down. Bring your right hand to your hip and see if you can seamlessly transition into half moon. The right leg lifts up, hip height. You stack your body. Flex your top foot strong. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving and stay with it. Two more breaths. Look to the floor, right hand down, square your hips. Slide your feet together, sit into chair. Hands come to prayer. Inhale that breath. Now you hook and go the opposite direction. So most likely you're turning to the left, and just really pay attention to your right knee, that it's not swinging past you. It's the hardest part because it's actually coming from your hips. Yeah. The spine's super long. The weight stays in your heels. Your shins are moving back. And you're just having this wonderful experience twisting into yourself right here. Breathe and maintain. Two more. It's almost over. Strong legs, strong breath, chair pose. You got this. Look forward with your eyes. Get a little heavier in your legs. Sit a little deeper. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Nice work. Come to the fingertips. Prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. Keep it moving. Upward facing drags you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. So I've been waiting for this last little sequence because everything we've done takes you to this final little part. Glide your right foot forward, crescent lunge. Yeah. Arms are up, legs are strong. Drag your hands to prayer, inhale your breath, lean out, hook the elbow and twist. Yeah. So activate your back leg. So Nancy, back is just sensitive. Just stay really upright and just focus on the lower half of the body, keeping that rib nice and aligned so you're not making any twists here and just breathing. You can make a little slight like micro movements with your legs just to work the muscles. There's so many little things that you can work on within the poses. Sometimes going so deep doesn't actually do anything. So hook the opposite elbow, Michelle, and you're going to be in good shape. Opposite elbow. Look. Left heel is lifted. Right leg is forward. Yeah, there you go. Hook your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh.
Like that?
Yeah, I love you. Yes, like that. That is just perfect.
Okay. Sorry.
That's great. That's what I'm here for. I wish more people ask questions. Lean back a little bit. This is supposed to be an interactive experience. It's just not me. It's all me and all of you. Good. Take one more big breath in. Look to the floor. Place both hands down to frame your front foot. Okay. Walk the right foot a little into the center. Take your left knee to the outside of your right foot and come down to sit. This is called Ardha Matsyendrasana. So my right foot is bent over my left knee. You're coming into a seated spine twist. Yes, the right foot is bent over the left knee and you're sitting evenly on both butt cheeks. Right hand behind you. Hug your right knee and look to the right. Good. Come back to center. Listen carefully. Okay, your right foot is forward, it's on the ground. The hands are going to claw the mat. Do this slowly. You're going to press up into a standing split. So it's going to look like this. The right stays down, the left leg unravels, and you're folding over your right leg into a standing split. If it didn't work out, just join me. So your left leg is lifted and the right leg is forward. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Take about a 3-foot step back. Walk the right foot a little to the right, hands to your hips, come all the way up. So we're setting up for twisting triangle. Essentially, that's where I'm taking you. Right hand on your hip, left arm up. Inhale your breath, come halfway down. Nancy, just stay here. This is a good spot. And just work on your core muscles and engaging your legs. Hand to the instep of your foot as you twist open. Right hand can also stay on the flat part of your back. See how we did. Yeah, so walk your feet a little closer to each other, Michelle. You'll be in good shape. And you should have your back foot should be like a warrior 1 foot. Yes. And if your hand is just on the front of your shin, press firmly into your shin, because that's going to help you use the strength of your legs to twist open. Look to the floor. Chaturanga, clear it out. Up dog, nice and smooth. Hips up and back, downward facing. Land your left foot forward, crescent lunge. Come on up. Hands come to prayer, lean out in front of you, hook the elbow. So now it's your right elbow and you want to twist. You got it. So the thing with this pose is if your feet are too narrow, your hips are too narrow, your feet are too narrow, it's going to feel unstable. So make sure your front left foot and your back right foot are relatively hips width distance. Hook the elbow and twist. If you're just upright and you're just working on slow little micro movements in your body. That's it. In this crescent twist, you want to try and get the crown of the head to line up with your back heel. Lean back a little and get in there. Two more. Look to the floor, place both hands down, walk the left foot to the center, swing your right knee behind you and sit. So your left foot's on the outside of your right knee. You're moving your left foot out, your right foot out so you can sit here. Left hand behind you, right arm hooks. You can also just squeeze this left leg. This is going to stretch your piriformis. Look over your shoulder and twist. So it's a seated spine twist. Spine is long, you stay grounded. Twist open. Come back to center, pause for a second. Good, so the weight's gonna be in the standing left leg. So we're gonna go into a standing split. You're gonna take your hands, you're gonna lean forward. You kind of have to use your body strength and lift your right leg up into a standing split. Now fold. We practiced the entire class to get here. Come to the fingertips along spine, land your right foot back about 3 feet, walk the left foot over, hands to your hips and pull yourself up. Last one of these bad boys, left hand on your hip, right arm extends up, come halfway down, steer the hips back. If you don't have a block, your hand can just rest on your shin. This is where you'll stay, or block to the instep, twisting triangle. Stack the two shoulders, feel like you're sliding your hips back. Good, just stay elevated. Yeah, you got to hug your hips in and lengthen the spine. The spine is long and strong, so it just can help you lengthen and then twist through your ribs if you're able to do that. Two more. I'm going to take you out slightly different, so just stay tuned, guys. So look to the floor and place both hands down, and staying low to the floor, pivot towards the center and widen your stance. Come to the fingertips and fold into a wide straddle. Make your arms like chaturanga-like arms. Bend your knees as much as you need and let your head go. Yeah, let the head just go. If you are able to get into this pose and the top of your head kind of naturally hits the ground, that's an indication that you need a smaller stance. You can walk your feet, Michelle, a little closer together. Yes, there you go. So when you go down the center like this, this creates the same experience as an inversion, which we all need. We need those. We need to take ourselves, our head down. Yeah. Couple more breaths. So come to the fingertips, long spine. Get your fingertips under your shoulders. Creep your hands towards the front edge of the mat. Turn your left toes forward. Pivot your right toes around. So now you're in a low lunge facing the front edge of the mat, just kind of how you were before. And then step back to plank. Bend your elbows in half to a chaturanga. Drag yourself through a smooth up dog. Take yourself hips up and back, down dog. Slide your right knee forward into a half pigeon. Yeah, we need it. Be happy that you're here and fold. Something doesn't feel right, you can always go onto your backs. Steer the top of the right foot down. Downward facing dog, step back. Right knee lands, half pigeon, just go for it. Everybody needs this pose. Yes, turn the right thigh down and just let yourself melt. Just holding for a minute, that's it. Use the strength of your body. Start to come up. Lean on the left butt cheek and swing your right leg forward. And you're seated. Now you're seated, which is a good thing. You're almost there. So you're seated like this. Today, we're going to take something different. So bend your knees, flip your palms, inhale your breath, reverse tabletop. Look up. Yes. Reverse tabletop. Nice. Yeah, so when you lift up, you may not go so high. You could just be a little tiny lift. Lift a little higher, anchor your feet. Exhale the breath lower down. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Inhale your breath. Exhale, lift up. Reverse tabletop. Lead with your chest, anchor to your feet, activate your legs, keep your neck neutral. Exhale your breath, lower down. Take a giant breath in. Take a giant breath out. One more to finish it off. Inhale, exhale, lift up. Good. Lift a little higher on this one. Squeeze your outer triceps in. Exhale your breath, lower down. When you come down, wrap your arms around and squeeze in. Walk your feet together. Just round in like a ball. Good. And then soles of the feet come together. Flop yourself into Baddha Konasana. So you can kind of arrange your feet a little bit closer if you have that flexibility, a little further if your back isn't less sensitive. You can inhale your breath, lift it up, and then fold. Or you could just stay very upright with your hands behind you and opening up your inner and outer thighs. Press the arches of your feet together and breathe. So you're either very upright or you're folded forward. Either way work great. Pull yourself up, slide your legs forward to the edges of your mat so it looks like this, and then lower yourself down vertebrae by vertebrae and find your way into restoration, which is known as Shavasana, complete rest. The hardest pose. Yes. So literally throw your phone to the other side of the room and let yourself just have these next 2 minutes. Complete rest. I will be quiet. Enjoy. If you need more time, please stay. Take a giant breath in. Finish it off with a smooth, deep, full exhale breath out. Bring your arms up over the top of the head. Reach like you're waking up. You get a second start to the day. It's pretty cool. Hug your knees in. Give them a big squeeze. And use the strength of your body in whatever way feels good to come on up. And as you sit up, complete the practice by just for a moment closing your eyes and just feeling the effects of doing yoga. Every day is a new journey with this stuff. We've given new bodies and minds all the time. Be grateful. Let the hands gather to a prayer. Bow your head. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. We do it again Friday. Good work. See you soon.